Hi guys, and welcome back to the Essen studio for another Horus Heresy battle report. We have more guest action, more players from the Gibraltar Grand Tournament have arrived in Gibraltar a few days early to actually be with us here in the studio for a battle report. Next up, we have Dan Mitchell from Ashes of the Imperial podcast, so make sure you check that podcast out. There is a link below in the description, and he has brought his beautiful Alpha Legion. Heavy on speeders, a total of 9 different speeders on the table, or 3 different units, and I can't wait to actually get stuck in and see how my army performs against his. So very different to what we normally see in the studio, very fast paced but very hard hitting. As for myself, I will be playing the Salamanders, a heavy tank list with a lot of points invested in hard hitting units. But many of you will be saying, well, there is a lot of anti-tank, yes, but we are actually playing one of the missions specifically called Once More Into the Fray, which Dan has selected as a tryout game for the event itself, which grants me a lot of more line than himself. So this is one of the missions that is actually going to be quite tricky for Dan to play, so it is a good warm-up for himself and obviously a great game experience for me. With that said, let's go straight onto lists with the Alpha Legion coming right up.
Hello, my name's Dan. I'm from the Ashes of the Imperium podcast, and I'm here today to bring my Alpha Legion to the tabletop. I've taken a 3,000 point army in accordance with the rules pack for the Heresy GT, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how they fare in the first practice game with this list. So to run you through the list, I start off with my 2 headquarters elements. So we've got 2 Heralds. One is in Artificer Armour, and one who is the Warlord in Cataphractii Terminator Armour. I picked that option for the extra wound and the extra resilience with the 2+4 up invulnerable save. And the Herald, who's the Warlord, has Stoic Defender for that extra threat with the pinning. Next up, we've got the troops, and each Herald is in a tactical squad, and both tactical squads are 20-man squads. They've got no upgrades whatsoever. I keep them cheap and cheerful. Their job clearly is just to kind of hold an objective, and they have some extra movement flexibility with the Alpha Legion Advanced Reaction, which, if you're not familiar with, I'm sure we'll cover at the start of the game. I also have 3 units of Reconnaissance Marines, and they are naturally armed with Nemesis bolt rifles. And I really like these. It helps remove sergeants from squads, so you take pinning on a lower leadership, and maybe take a few wounds off a Warlord here or there, and take out some key units like Apothecaries as well. Each of those tactical squads is supported by an Apothecary. Now, with the Heralds being fearless, you can't shroud with them, so in order to get a damage mitigation save, I needed to put some Feel No Pain in there via an Apothecary. Moving on to the rest of the elites, I've got 3 Contemptor Dreadnoughts, and they're in separate slots just to give me deployment flexibility. The first 2 have got double Gravis Melta, and the second one has got Gravis Melta and a Power Fist with a Graviton Gun. The reason why I went with a Graviton Gun in there is I think it makes an interesting threat getting them up the board, because when you charge Alpha Legion, they're 2 inches further away, and if I fire my Graviton Gun at someone in Overwatch, I can put a template of difficult terrain, and then they're extra 2 inches away. So an extra 4 inches to charge, which when you've got a Contemptor moving upfield, getting with a multi-melter range, that can be quite an interesting conundrum for your opponent. Do I charge and face a multi-melter in Overwatch, and potentially fail quite a short charge? Now moving on to an interesting choice I went for quite speeder heavy. I took 3 fast attack slots, and I've taken 3 different types of land speeder. So the first is a 3 unit of Proteus land speeders. They're running double grav. These are a real anti-tank threat and also an anti-Contemptor Dreadnought threat. Graviton, I find, is a really interesting way to get rid of tanks. You're glancing them to death rather than looking for those lucky 5s and 6s on the damage chart to do the vehicle penetration. The next squad I've got is a unit of 3 Javelins, the run in what I see as the most popular configuration, which is a multi-melter and las cannon sponsons. Again, it's a kind of tried and trusted unit. You see them a lot at both competitive and narrative events, and they're a really nice way of, again, removing tanks from the board, but also going after elite infantry like Terminators. As I'm sure you know, Alpha Legion, one of my favourite things about the Alpha Legion is their ability to take a unit from another legion. Now I've gone for the White Scars in this instance. I've gone for the Kyzagan land speeders. Interestingly, the Proteus are toughness 5, Javelins are toughness 6, Kyzagans though are toughness 7, so they're really hard to double out and they're really resilient. Still with the 3 up save, but that toughness 7 makes a real difference. They kick out quite a lot of DACA. You do need to get them in relatively short range with the Assault Cannon with 24-inch range, but you're looking for those Rens on 6s and a lot of AP4, so really good against Solar Auxilia, Mechanicum, and also Summoned Demons in case any of those come up at the GT. And then finally, my favourite model of the army, and possibly a not very competitive choice, but it is my favourite model, and it was the first model that I painted for Heresy. I attended Meda's Miniatures Kratos course, and it is, as the name suggests, a Kratos. I've gone for, again, what I see as a classic loadout, which is the Melta turret and all the las cannons. He's upgraded with a flare shield for resilience, taking me to kind of pseudo AV-15, as well as a Centurion, which allows me to fire back my Melta turret in return fire as a reaction. I think if I was to tweak this list, that would probably be the first thing that I would drop, but it's just such a cool model. It's the first thing I painted, and it's really got a special place in my little Alpha Legion heart, so I try to bring it to every game.
We are yet again on the battlefield with the Salamanders. So a slightly different list, what you have seen, a lot more heavy armor on the battlefield. Just trying out, see how it performs against the Alpha Legion, which we have already seen. Does have a lot of anti-tank, but I do have flare shields, and I am hoping to take out all the anti-tank before they take out my tanks. Let's see how it goes. So no right of war, because I didn't want to get taxed with the likes of a Centurion upgrade, of a champion and the likes of that. So we've kept it quite simple. Moving on to HQs, we're going to start off with a Traitor. He's got a master crafted Paragon blade and a couple of extra upgrades. First of all, for his Warlords, he's gone for the Weight of Duty Warlord trait, which is great when you're actually facing traitors. And he's also got the Mantle of the Elder Drake, which is great because it gives me battle hardened, so much more resilience, especially when you're attached to a unit that you want to survive throughout the game. My second HQ is a Cataphractii Centurion upgraded to a Herald. Again, you know exactly what this does. For those of you who don't, basically it's a model that grants Fearless, grants Fear, and makes the unit line. And this will be attached to one of the Fire Drake units. Moving on to troops, we're going to start off with a 10-man assault squad. They have dual lightning claws and artificer armor on the sergeant, and the squad itself does have 2 upgraded power axes. The rest of them have chainswords and combat shield. Moving on to 2 further line units, and those are tactical squads. Both of them are equipped exactly the same. Artificer armor on the sergeants. They also have a Nuciovox and a Vexilia on upgraded with them, and the sergeant has a Power Fist. Both of these units have a dedicated transport of a Rhino with dozer blades and also a multi-melter upgrade. Then we move on to elites, where we've got the core of the army. We've got 2 Fire Drake units. Both of them are 5-man strong. These guys are great. They hit hard with those thunder hammers and also have a lot of resilience with that 3-up invulnerable save due to the shields. They both have a dedicated transport of a Land Raider Proteus with full las cannons galore. So I've upgraded the hull mounted weapon to have las cannons. And then finishing off and rounding off my list with heavy support, where all my points investments are. So we've got 2 Kratoses. Yes, I wanted a third. You will see a list with a third Kratos, but today we've only brought 2. They both have flare shields, they both have the Melta Blast Cannon, and they both have Sponson las cannons with hull mounted las cannons as well. So very expensive but very hard hitting with a lot of firepower. So I'm crossing my fingers that I do go first in this game. One of them has been upgraded to have a Decurion Locus, so it will be able to fire back when it does get fired towards. And that is basically those two Kratos. And then finishing off my list, we have a Leviathan Dreadnought. So again, more heavy armor and more resilience. This one's equipped with the Volkites, dual storm cannons, and I have paid the points for the Phosphex Discharger. So yeah, that is my list. 3,000 points on the nose, a lot of resilient, but I am hoping to go first to actually try and take out a lot of those difficult units that are going to give me a lot of problems. Let's see how it goes. You've seen Dan's army, you've seen my army. Let's go straight to war, and that's coming right up.
On the scorched plains of a broken world, the Salamanders fight to reclaim what has been stolen. Their return should have been met with celebration and triumph, only to be fired upon in orbit by the very inhabitants they sought to defend. From the landing transports, the Salamanders emerged. Their emerald green armor is soon blackened with ash, bolters roaring as they pushed forward, unbreakable as their gene father's will. Among them, a warrior moves as one of their own, his warplate chipped and worn. His voice raised in defiant war cries, but as the battle rages, he strikes. A blade flashes, a warrior falters. The betrayal is sudden, merciless. The fallen salamander gasps, his eyes wide with confusion, life draining from him. His attacker steps back. His form shifting, no longer a son of Vulcan, but a serpent in the flame. The Alpha Legion's sigil gleams where once there was emerald green. For the Emperor.
And here we go. Both armies now fully deployed and ready for war. Dan in the studio with his beautiful Alpha Legion a couple of days before the Gibraltar Grand Tournament. This is your first time here in the studio.
Absolutely. I'm really
How are you
looking forward to
feeling?
it. Yeah, I can't wait.
Will you be my friend at the end of the day? Or will
Well,
you not
we'll
be my
see. We'll
friend at
see.
the end?
Hopefully.
Perfect. We are playing a mission from the GT pack called Into the Fray. Once more into the fray. I'll quickly explain the mission for you guys. So we've got three sections. We've got our deployment zones and no man's land in the middle. At the end of the game, whoever is scoring it with a line unit, with the opposing player not having any line units in the deployment itself, will be scoring 3 points for your deployment, 5 points for no man's land, and 7 points for your opponent's area or deployment. So quite tricky, and all my vehicles with 4 hull points or more are actually line. Like I stated at the beginning, this is a mission that Dan wanted to try out before the event itself, just to try out, because it is probably one of the most difficult missions for yourself, but you can cater with armor very well, so I think it'll do a bit better than what we think. So we're going to go into deployment. I have one strategic advantage. I'm going first currently, and I have opted for no night fighting, whilst Dan has opted to go on that side, which is one of the differences with our house rules here in the GT. Now, let me take you through my deployment. I've flanked both of my tactical marines in their rhinos. In the middle ground here, we've got our 2 Kratoses, our 2 Land Raiders. On my left-hand side, we've got the Herald. On my right-hand side, we've got the Traitor. And then in the middle ground, securing and basically making a bit of a bodyguard towards the tanks, is the Leviathan with his storm cannons. And in reserve, I do have my assault squads, which Dan didn't like.
No, I'm not looking forward to those guys arriving on turn 2.
I have liked. So take us a bit about your tactical approach for deployment. So what's going on this side?
Okay, so this is a really interesting mission for me.
Yes.
Because the majority, all of my infantry have line.
Yep.
And speeders can't deny or claim anyway. So
Yes.
the fact that the only real thing that's negatively affected by this mission is the Contemptors, i.e. they can't deny.
Yes.
But if you're leaving my Contemptors alive, then that's okay because they'll just be taking out vehicles.
Shooting with your melters.
Which are your line as well.
Yeah.
I think you benefit from this mission a lot more with,
definitely.
the number of
Yep.
4 whole point models that you have. I've only got the one, the Kratos.
Yep.
And which is why, as you say, why I chose the mission, because I think it's the hardest matchup.
Perfect.
I've gone for a, not necessarily a refused flank, but I've gone for a very asymmetric flank. So I've put killy threats on the right in the form of the 3 Javelins, the 3 Contemptors, and the Kratos with its Flare Shield and Jacurian.
Yep.
And then I've gone for my tactical squads, both units of 20, with the Apothecaries and with the Heralds, the Warlord in Terminator armor on the far left.
Okay.
To kind of, I suppose, like deny the amount of Dakar that the Leviathan with the storm cannons are going to be kicking out.
Yeah.
And then I've got the remainder of my land speeders here. Try to balance the threats, but put the majority of my scoring kind of content on
one side. So I have to go either killy or basically take out the
pick one. Kill the things or win the mission. It's up to you.
Okay, so apart from that, we've got infiltrating units, which he hasn't deployed in the middle ground because he's not silly, and he's actually deployed on top of the 2 terrain pieces and one just behind this Aegis defense line. With that said, I think we're ready to go. You didn't want to seize the initiative, you said, right?
I don't want to, but I suppose I should roll it.
Yes.
You know, it's only polite.
So, seizing the initiative, looking for the I just stole side. If you see an SN logo, don't get excited.
Ooh.
That is an SN logo. My heart was racing. Now I'm much calmer. On to turn 1 for the Salamanders, coming up next. Okay, we're back. Turn 1 movement for the Salamanders now finished. Everything moving slightly up the board, half measuring for the big tanks so they can shoot all their weapons, but I have moved flat out with both my rhinos, meaning that I can only shoot one weapon, which obviously is going to be the multi-melter. The Leviathan moved up, can't run, and good deployment and tactics from Mr. Dan. I won't be able to shoot any of its weapons because between Shroud Bombs and the 2 inches from Alpha Legion, I'm basically out of range. He's nodding away, saying, "Oh, I'm so good at tactics." Also, if you see any giggling, hear any giggling, or any stupid comments in the background, we've got these 2 guys here watching away. So, that is basically my movement, targeting key units which I need to take down and hopefully do. How many reactions do you have?
So with Stoic Defender, I get a second reaction in the shooting
phase. Okay, so 2 are going to shroud, or that's fantastic. And all your javelins reroll shrouded, or is it just, or all your
so the land speeders can all roll,
all of them reroll shroud? Okay, perfect. I don't like that.
No, we'll see.
Let's go on to shooting, coming up next. Okay, back into shooting, or starting the shooting phase. I haven't started yet, even though there's been a bit of talk off camera. This Land Raider is going to fire at the Grav, which I don't like, and that's, you know whose fault it is? It's Rob's fault.
Oh, Rob's fault.
Because last time he brought the Grav, I didn't like
that. I play Rob quite a lot,
okay. So I'm going to go into
a few lessons from him.
You are shrouding to
shrouding.
get that tasty reroll. Okay, so I'm hitting on twin linked first, hitting on 3s, and then I've got 4 shots from the las cannons hitting on 3s. That's a 3.
Spicy.
Full house, wounding on 2s, and that is 4 wounds, please.
So 4 5-up shroud saves.
Rerolling,
which I can reroll.
Okay, 1 wound goes through. They have 3 wounds each?
3 wounds apiece for the
apiece.
Proteus.
Okay, perfect. So 1 wound goes down. I will shoot next with this Melter, who is going to go into your speeders there. Trying to take a wound off. Do you want to do anything?
Interesting. Okay. I think 2 of them can see, and I'll just measure the range, because that's an interesting proposition. Do I
just don't want you to shroud anymore any other place.
No.
Now,
okay.
Do you want? I'm going to be nice and I'm going to tell you, remind you,
yeah,
that if you kill something before me, you will get a point because you, at the moment, go in second in the GT pack, have counter strike, which means if you kill my Rhino before I kill something, you will get a point. I'm just trying to make you shoot and not shroud anymore.
Interesting.
Do you want to have a little think?
I might have to have a little think about this.
Okay, let's do that. Okay, we're back, and you've had a thought, and you are.
I've had a thought, and I'm going to return fire with these 2. It was a difficult decision because I've also got 3 javelins on the other flank.
Yeah.
And I was thinking maybe I could shoot them.
Okay.
But in the pack, I obviously get a point if I kill something before you.
Which maybe wins you the game in the end.
Could be.
Okay, so I'll whilst you get your dice, I'm quickly going to do my Melta,
Sure.
Which hits on 3s, twin linked, hits, and then wounds on a 2, which is a 1. So on top of it, I don't want...
Wounds on a 3.
On a 3,
Strength 8,
sorry.
Toughness 7.
Yeah,
but
did I say 2? Yeah,
That's
these
fine,
are
that's fine.
the...
These are toughness 7.
I always forget about the toughness. Twin linked as well, on the combi, so looking for 6s, 1 hits, and no wounds.
No
okay,
wounds.
so all yours now.
Okay, so there are
What's in range? Is it?
2 assault cannons,
Are they in range? They're 24 inches away.
24 inches. Let
Yeah.
me just double check.
So first
So
one.
24 inches from the edge of that. Is he in range?
Oof. Is it? Do you count? Do you normally count the?
From the edge of the barrel?
Yeah.
I think we are like just in.
Okay, because you count the
thing.
the dozer blade, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
if that works for you.
If you play with dozer blade, I'll play that way.
How does SN Battle Reports play?
We normally play with the hull.
Oh,
but
let me double check.
no, it's not in the hull. But let's play your way. Let's play your way for sure. Let's play your way, 100%.
Okay, are you
Your
sure?
way. Yep, sure.
Cool. So
And then you've got the autocannons, which are 48-inch range.
6 shots each from
Okay.
the assault cannons.
Yep.
And so we'll do those first. These are hitting on 3s.
Let's go. And
Reroll that one because it's 1.
yep. Perfect.
Cool. Take out the misses. So all but 1 hit.
Yep.
And these are strength 6
Yep.
into toughness.
11.
AV 11.
11
Rending on
So-
6s though.
as well. Yeah. Can't explode
But
it,
6 is pen anyway, so it
yeah,
doesn't matter.
yeah. Can't explode it anyway. So that is a wreck anyway.
That's a wreck.
So it doesn't. You can't explode it or anything.
No.
So I'll do a quick pinning check for the guys inside. They're okay. So I'll disembark those things. I'll put some flames on this, and I believe that is everything done now. So we'll go into more shooting after I disembark with these guys. Okay, we're back, and that is a point for Dan. So we're going to carry on shooting. We're going to do the Kratos next. It's going into the Grav unit again. Now, this las cannon can't see, and this las cannon can't see, but sponsons can actually target another unit, which are going to attack your guys. Yeah, and then the rest is all going to go into them. So you don't get benefits of cover from them, right?
No.
Okay.
They
So
can't
it's only shrouded if you take the shrouded. It's 4 shots from the Melta Cannon, I believe. 4 shots, yeah.
Yeah, but you fire your
autocannon
autocannon first because
to get the twin links. 2 hits.
Yep.
And then strength 7.
Into toughness 5.
So 1 wound, which is a rending.
Yep.
And then I get 4 shots, which are twin linked from the Melta Cannon. Twin linked. 3 hits. And then strength 8, so 2s. And that is 4 in total.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have 2 las cannons. 1 hit. And no wounds. And then this las cannon is going to shoot into them. This one can't because it's front mounted. So 1 las cannon, which hits and wounds. So that is 4 wounds onto them with no saves,
save at all.
and 1 into them.
Okay.
And
So
how many wounds do they have each?
he has 2. So
Okay.
that takes 2 wounds off.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other 2 wounds overspill, leaving him on 1 wound.
On 1 wound.
I
Perfect.
realise now I probably should have shrouded against that instead of the first Land Raider. But
Yeah, probably because
statistically,
more
it would probably
more
be
shots,
more
right?
beneficial, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So and then another wound onto these guys. So 1's down to, how many wounds do they have?
4 wounds
each? So
apiece,
1's down to
javelin
2.
variants.
No, the Melta didn't wounds, right? Yeah. Perfect. So I'll have a little think about what's next, and we'll carry on shooting. Next, we have the Land Raider firing into again the what's it called? I always forget the name.
Kyzagan.
Kyzagans. There we go. Trying to take at least 1 out to take a leadership test. So 4 las cannons hitting on 3s, 2 miss, and wounding on 2s, 2 wounds, and then a twin linked, which is a hit and no wound. So 2 that takes 1 out, doesn't it?
Takes 1 out.
Perfect.
So what you need to trigger a morale check.
Yep, that's what I was looking for. And then we're going to go with the Kratos firing everything into the Contemptor with a fist. So again, auto cannon going first. 2 hits, strength 7, so 4's to wound. 1 wound, which no AP basically. And then 4 melters with twin linked. And strength is 8, so 3's to wound. 1 wound, and then we've got 4 las cannons. Hitting on that and wounding on 2s. Okay, so 4 5-up saves and 1 2-up.
So 4 5-up saves for the invulnerable. we'll re-roll that if you're happy with that. As
Yep.
one key.
Okay.
So all failed.
Yes, and
Sad.
1 2-up save.
And then 1 2-up save from the autocannon.
Mm-hmm.
She's passed. So he's
Okay.
taken 4 wounds.
4 wounds, down to 2 left. And then can you actually quickly measure if I am within 24 from him? No, into that Dreadnought.
Into the Dreadnought?
Yeah. I think I'm
So
out with
you
the
are
Alpha Legion on traits, right?
25 inches away.
Okay, so I'm out anyway.
Yeah.
So you don't have more reactions, so I might as well
You
just
might as
fire
well.
into the javelins, take an extra wound out. So Twin Links hits, and strength 8, toughness 6 on that one.
twos.
So 1 wound.
1 wound.
And
1
the
wound
combi-
goes straight through.
Combi bolter, looking at 6s, nothing. There we go. So go straight through. So that is the end of my shooting phase. Let's go into some leadership tests to finish off turn 1.
Yeah.
So leadership test on those 2 javelins.
This is a really dangerous roll, Pardo.
Yes, it
because
is.
I've got
I'm
two,
excited about
two
it.
units that are on the board.
I know.
So if I fail any of these, they are going off the board.
I'll be happy. What's your leadership?
I'm leadership 8, I think.
8. Okay.
Oh, first one. Sorry, that
That's
was
a 6.
for them, I should say.
Okay,
And
yep.
then this one.
I think you're going to fail this one. I'm
Oh, I
sorry.
really hope not.
4,
7.
5, 6,
Oh, thank
7.
goodness for that.
Perfect.
Oh, when I saw
Okay.
that 4, I got worried.
Perfect. So that is my turn 1. On to Alpha Legion turn 1 coming. And we're back. Turn 1 movement finished for the Alpha Legion. Everything sneakily moving 12 inches away or 10 inches away, just so I don't have any reactions. But Dan, take us through your movement, please.
So yeah, starting from the right flank, these speeders are in a difficult position. I'm
Okay.
not really sure what to do with them, so I'm just going to have to, threaten that rhino there.
Yeah.
Everything else is kind of positioned to take advantage of the fact that your things are quite close together. So the grav guns can fire at the Land Raider and either spill over to the
One side or the other.
Dreadnought or spill over to the Kratos. This is within melt range of that, so
Perfect.
we'll probably then shoot second because it will probably blow up because it's within melter range.
Yep.
And then all the dreadnoughts, this dreadnought's within 24 inches of that. These 2 dreadnoughts are within 24 inches of those.
Perfect.
But by being 24 inches away, I'm in range of my multi-melters.
Yeah.
But you're not in range of your storm cannons because I count as 2 inches
because
further
Alpha
away,
Legion. Yeah.
which is really cool.
Perfect. And then you've slightly moved up with this big squad of Marines. Speeders have jumped, moved through them. And then that's it, right? All your other units have stayed put?
Yeah, so I retreated these guys back to get away from the threat range of the
Fire Drakes.
Land Raider. The Fire Drake's in there with the Warlord. I decided to move my Kyzagan speeders in front of the attack squad because you don't benefit from an intervening save because you're getting a 3-up armor save against the bolt guns. These bolt guns are pinning, though, with the Warlord trait, so we'll see how...
Can do some damage, maybe.
We'll see.
Perfect. With that said, talking about shooting, let's go straight into that coming up. Okay, here we go. We're starting off with these javelins, and I guess they were going into the Rhino, right?
They're going to go into the Rhino.
Correct.
So
Perfect.
we've got two within melter range and 1 not, so
Okay.
they're coloured differently. Hitting on 3s with Twin Link. I'll re-roll that one because it's 1 key. 3
all
hits. And then we'll roll this melter range 1.
Okay.
Strength 8 plus...
Yep.
Reroll that because it's 1 key, sorry.
8. Let's go. Goes through anyway.
Yeah,
You just
goes
need a
through.
3 to glance.
Second one
There's also a
is
pen.
a pen. And then the last one, just 1 dice, is a pen.
Yes. So do you want to see if it explodes?
We'll just do 3 melter pens.
Before we do the last
So
cannon.
adding 2 with...
That's it.
and
It
then it's an
explodes.
explode.
Okay. So there's 10 guys inside. So do you want to quickly wound them?
Wounding on 2s.
Choose to wound, yes, sir.
So that is 8 wounds.
8 wounds. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I will do... Do I do artificial armor? No, I'll do normal 3-ups at the moment, okay? And that is 1, 2, 3, 4 dead. Hitting check after that. And that is a fail, probably. Yes, that is a fail. So they are pinned and 4 have been killed. Let's set them out on the table and carry on. Okay, we're going into more shooting. We've got the speeders now with the first of the grab. They have 2 each. He's actually opted to go here, so he actually hits the Kratos as well. Can I shroud against this? I can, right?
You can, yeah, absolutely.
What else do we have? What else do we have? I don't mind them coming out, but then there's a lot of extra things shooting. So I am going to shroud against this.
Okay.
I'm going to shroud against this, yes. Okay, so first one, let's roll the scatter. And that
so I'm going to re-roll that with my Nuncio Box from my
on there.
Centurion.
Yep.
It's 9 inches.
Perfect.
It's a bit too far, and it's in the wrong direction.
Ooh,
Go that way.
5,
So
6.
2 inches that way.
So 2 inches. So it's just going to hit this one.
Just
So
the Kratos.
We'll
there we
put
go.
1 for now. Yep. And then same on the second blast.
Second of 4.
And
Goes that way.
still hits. Do you want to re-roll and try and hit both, or do you want to?
Does that not go?
Oh yes, it stays. So yes,
it's not barrage.
Minus the
so
the
it's
4.
an equivalent of a hit.
So hits 2.
So
hits the Kratos
and there.
Speeder. Then third one.
Third one, 3 of 4. Goes that way again. It's that was a 1. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
hits.
that's a hit.
Yeah.
So
one
that's
each.
2 and 3, and then third shot of 4 goes up. It's a hit.
So hit 1 on each over there. Perfect. So
4
of them go in. I need shrouded on just the Land Raider, which are 4 of them. 5 ups. Pass 2.
Nice.
2 go through. Roll to see what the Haywire does.
So on a 2 up, it is a glance. And on a 6 up, it is a pen. So we rolled.
So it's a pen and a glance. Okay. And then 2 on the Kratos. 3 on the Kratos, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, 3 on the Kratos, yeah.
3 on the Kratos.
Yeah.
2 up, it's a glance. On a 6 up, it's a pen. I'll
re-roll that one.
Wonky.
Yeah. So 2 glances onto here, a glance and a pen onto here.
See what
the pen does. Is it AP2? AP2?
It's just.
It's not AP2, right?
No, it's not AP2.
Okay, so it's immobilized. Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. Yeah,
okay,
I'll take
taken 2 on here, 2 on here. Let's mark them up and carry on. Okay, we're back, and I actually shrouded before the rolls, which we can't do because if he gets any 6s, I can't do any damage mitigation. So we actually rolled 2 dice off camera to see if we got any 6s, which he didn't. So we've cleared that up. Next up, we've got a Graviton Blast, is it called?
Yeah, so just a Graviton Gun in the fist.
18 inches. He's actually put it in here. It actually hits the Leviathan as well. So just put it there. Perfect. So we can roll away, scatter away. That is 2 inches that way. So it's I think it's still going to hit both now.
Yeah, it would go 1 inch because he's BS.
1 inch, yeah. So definitely
hits
both. Perfect. So let's see what this does.
So we'll do 1 on the Land Raider.
Okay.
Ooh,
okay. So it's a glance. So down to 2.
And then 1 on your Dreadnought. Now, with Dreadnoughts, on a 2 up, you can take an invulnerable save. On a 6 up, you can't take any saves at all. So take a 5 up invuln.
5 up, nothing. It's a 1. So he's down to 6 remain. So 6 remaining on him. Let's get a little marker on. And we still have to shoot the rest of the guns from the.
We do. So he has 2 shots from a multi-melter. These have to go into that tank there.
Of course,
got
the main targets.
2 hull points left.
2 hull points left. Yeah.
Okay. He's not within armor bane range.
Okay.
Though. So
2 hits.
That's a miss actually, but it's
a 1. Okay.
So I'll re-roll it.
2 hits, and then looking for 6s.
Looking for 6s.
Which
nothing.
Perfect. Perfect for me.
Perfect for you.
Not for you. Okay, and then we've got the Kratos next.
I think we want to do the Kratos, yeah, because I think we want to blow things up.
Perfect.
I mean, it is really tempting to shoot your
Kratos as
your
well.
Kratos, but you will be able to shoot me back with your Dracarion.
Yeah,
and I don't like that.
I don't like that thing.
I don't like that at all.
Okay, so you're going into. Do you want to have a little think if you want?
Yeah, I might have a little ponder.
Okay, I'll let you have a little ponder. Okay, we're changing it up. We're going for the tactical squad into my tactical squad. 20 shots coming in hot. Because why 20 shots? Are you within?
Within 20.
You have 20 guys. You're 20 guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so hitting on 3s here. And looking for 4s after this. Okay, taking the failed hits off. Gets less and less.
There we go.
Not bad. Yeah. And then 4s to wound.
Strength 4 and toughness 4 for 4s to wound.
Mm-hmm. Okay, how many is that? That's 2, 4, 6, 7.
2, 4,
3,
6, 7.
6, 7. Okay, I'm going to go with...
I should point out this is the Warlord's unit, so it is pinning.
Okay, so it is pinning. So I'm going to go with Artificer Armour. I don't think I'm going to use the Power Fist that much. So I'm going to do 2 up, 2 up, 2 up, and 2 up. That's the maximum for SN house rules. And then 3 ups here. 1 is dead, which I need to do a pinning straight away. And I fail. Listen, I'm going to say it now. I've recorded with Rob. All my pinning tests have failed, and from the 2 I've had to do this time, I've also failed. So yes, it's not very good for my.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a pinned unit there, and now we can do some other stuff.
I think we'll do this one as well. We'll go straight into this one.
Straight into there, and we're going to go into him, right?
No, we're going to.
Try and rend.
Yeah, I think so because
I love it. Yeah, I do it a lot. I use them to actually rend a lot of stuff.
Strength 6 into AV14.
Yeah,
if I roll a 6, I get AV12.
Yeah, and for every 5s and 6s, you get a
pen with the rend.
Yeah, with the rend. Yeah.
It's highly unlikely that
Yeah.
I might do 1 hull point with this.
Yeah.
But they're pinned,
One.
so there's no point shooting them.
No, they're not a threat at the moment, are they?
3's to hit. This is with the assault cannon,
Okay.
so it's not twin linked.
Mm-hmm.
Take away those misses. A healthy number of 6s there, but
Yep. You want them now.
I want them. Yeah. Gone for lethal hits with 40k.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, looking for 6s to rend. Okay, 3
Not bad,
6s.
not bad at all.
I'll take that.
Okay, no cover because they are obviously a bit higher
Yeah.
than the.
And then I'll roll their.
Yeah, to see what happens. So 1s and 2s nothing. 3s and 4s are glancing, and a 5
So
is a
it's
penetrating. So 2 glances
and 1 pen,
and 1
then I'll
pen.
roll the pen now.
Yep.
And the pen, does nothing, effectively nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. So
That would have been good.
down to
that would have been
3.
good for an immobilize.
Yes, you do have the autocannons now.
Do you have the autocannons?
Which could
Autocannons
finish them
are
off.
2 shots
Yeah.
each,
Yes.
and there are a pair of them on.
Yep, exactly. And they're
So-
twin linked as well.
They are twin linked.
They are twin linked.
Yeah. So that's 8 shots. Hit on 3s with twin linked. I'll reroll that because it's not on the board properly.
Okay.
There we go.
Two misses.
2 misses.
And again, looking. These are the twin linked,
these,
right?
these
Yeah.
are the twin linked.
Well,
Yeah.
that would look at that.
Look at
That's
that.
a roll you want.
That is what I want.
Because they do have rending on 5-ups. Yeah.
They have running on 5 up these ones.
Sadly, you can't keep that roll.
No, I think it's rending 6 up.
It's 5 and 6s this gun.
Is it?
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's like a special
Oh,
autocannon.
and it's strength 7.
Strength 7. So yeah, it's really good.
Excuse me. This is good. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Okay,
This is
just-
not good. This is
just-
good. And then you roll it.
Just
this
one.
is not
So
good.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So basically, it's an auto glance, but you can see if you pen,
See if I pen.
which you
It's a
do.
pen. Come on. Looking for a 6 again. Oh, come on. Reroll that.
Reroll that. Yeah,
King.
reroll that.
Come on. The 6.
Oh.
Oh.
So again, I can't move with that because it's a stunned result, but it can fire normally. And
Okay.
I
Do you
dropped
not
1.
ignore that because you've got reinforced?
So reinforced is you ignore shaken,
You ignore
and
shaken.
stunned you can't move, but you fire normally.
Okay. So you can't move.
You can't move.
So it's
a
kind
good,
of
it's a good thing for you. It's
it's
like,
like-
an immobilized.
diet immobilized.
Yes.
Immobilized light.
What we're going to do next is we're going to do all the small. Is there anything else to
This
fire?
is out of range, and then I've got 3 units of recons to fire,
Which you can rend.
which I can rend.
So I'll do that off camera.
Yeah.
And then we've got those. Are those in range?
And we've got 2 Contemptor Dreadnoughts and a Kratos to fire.
Okay, so let's do all the sniper shots off camera, just to quicken it up, and then we'll come for the big hitters again. Okay, we're back, and we're actually going to reverse that. We're actually going to go for the hard hitters first. I also want to point out that we're saying the autocannons were 5s and 6s, making Dan very happy, and then we checked, and I was lying, so he's not very happy anymore. Okay.
But it doesn't affect the dice roll.
It doesn't. It was a 6, yeah. So we're going to go with the Gravis Meltas, and he's targeted the Leviathan, trying to take a couple of wounds off. So we're going to start with the first one. 2 shots twin linked. 4 shots.
2 shots
twin
each.
linked. Yep.
So yeah. So the reason I did this is because I think it matters shooting these first.
Okay.
And it will determine who my
The rest of
rending
the stuff.
snipers shoot at.
Okay.
So 2s to hit. That's wonky.
Yep, that's wonky.
God, I can't roll dice on the.
That's okay. I'll
Yeah,
do that
is it
to you.
okay?
That's
Yeah,
okay.
no
to you.
worries.
Okay, so 4 hits.
All this gorgeous terrain. It's,
Yeah, 4s to wound.
4s to wound. Strength 8 into toughness
8.
8.
So 4s to
is,
wound.
But is it not 5s to wound
Salamanders.
for Salamanders?
Salamanders is 5. Minus
Salamanders 5. 2
so
wounds.
2
I'll
wounds.
take that.
1. Okay, 5 ups.
2 5-ups.
1 passed. I'll take that. Down to 5. And okay, all yours. You want to do the second contender?
I'll do
as well,
again.
right?
Do the same thing. So
Wonky.
wonky. Stop being wonky.
That's okay.
Are you
Do
happy
it
with
there,
that? Yeah. And then 5s again.
2 more.
2 more.
5 ups. Both go through. Down to 3. So
Down to 3. Okay, so now I've got an interesting decision because I've got 15 snipers.
yes,
All with
on 5
rending.
ups.
It's only strength 5 into toughness.
Yeah,
what'd you
but
say?
you're
So-
looking for the 5s.
Yeah, I'm still going to fire 3 wounds. It's a really tricky. Do I shoot that at that, which will inevitably explode it?
Yes,
And then do I shoot these at your Contemptor?
I would do that. I think you need to explode this, right?
But it's immobilized.
It is immobilized, yeah.
And
But
so
but
you're going to get out, you're going to kill them, but fine.
yes. But I think it's just the explosion instant killing them.
Yeah, I think that's worth it.
yeah.
So I'm going to fire this.
Yes.
So I'm going to fire, as before, I'm going to fire its autocannon first, hit
Okay.
with 3s, and if I hit with this, which I do, it twin links.
Twin links.
This is strength 7. It fails to
nothing?
rend,
Okay,
but it
but
doesn't
you
matter
want the
because
twin link.
it's done its job, which is twin linking the Melta Cannon, which is good because I missed twice. We'll twin link those.
And
Hit
okay.
3 times.
And then each one of these is
Each
in
one of
melter
these
range because you're
is
within
in Melta
18.
range. So the first one is a pen.
Is a pen.
The
Second one.
is a pen. And a third one is a pen.
Perfect.
Ooh.
Okay, so 3 pens, nothing I can do. So it is a wreck for now.
It is a wreck for now.
See if it explodes.
Come on, the 6s. There we go.
It
That's
is.
what we need.
And 5s, right? Because it's
6 and 5 because it's AP1. That's right.
So, first of all, there is 6 models inside, so you need to take some wounds, and we need to roll as well to see if we capture these. But let's do the guys inside.
So it's 5 fire breaks in the Heralds,
Yep.
wounding on 2s, so that's 5 wounds.
Okay, so I'll do them all because
strength 8.
strength 8. So any 1s, basically, they die. No, ooh, there is a 1 there. There is a 1. So that is 1 fire drake less, which is always good. I need to take a pinning check as well, but I don't. I'm fearless. And we need to roll a d6.
D6? How many?
Well, you're going to capture those because they're within an inch.
So far,
yeah. So wound for this one on the roll of a 4 up. You wound. Will you roll that? No. And then an 8 on this one. So you need a 6 to glance. Nothing there. Perfect. So we'll take this off. We'll put the guys inside. And whilst we do that off camera, we're going to do the shots from the snipers.
Yep.
And that's basically going to finish it. Okay, we're back. And the cool thing, did I take a pinning chest? I did take. No, fearless. They're fearless.
Yeah.
So
for now,
the first 2 squads were absolutely really bad. They were only wounded.
This was the to hit.
Yeah, they only wounded once. Which, guess what? I had a 2-up save and I failed the save. I failed the 2-up. Then the final squad has shots. Is actually rendered twice, meaning that he could kill the Herald and deny me a line unit. So I'm going to do one at a time to make it more exciting. This finishes off the turn as well. 4 up. Passes. 4 up.
Oh, okay. 1 wound to go.
So 1 wound to go. Because it is in Cataphractii, so he does have an extra wound. That do I have to do? No, I'm fearless.
You're fearless. So that was appalling to hit.
That was really bad.
That's really upsetting.
That was really bad. But
That's really upsetting.
I've got a big smile on my face. Look at this. Look at this. And we're back. Turn 2 movement for the Salamanders now. Finished. Basically, not moving that much, being cautious, but trying to get into combat with the units that I do want to get into combat with at this moment in time. And apart from that, getting line of sight and range with my big guns. So I'll take you through it a bit. Obviously, this is stunned, so can't move, but can shoot normally. I've got the Kratos moving slightly back, and now getting line of sight onto the speeders on the flank. I've got the Leviathan moving a total of only 4 inches because I did get grabbed and SN rules -2 instead of placing the templates on. And then these guys have moved up. I now need a 12-inch charge because you did react and move back, and now need a double 6, which I am going to get. I'm feeling lucky.
We'll see about
feeling
that.
lucky. Kratos slightly moving up, now targeting a few units on the other side of the battlefield, depending where I shoot. So it's going to be interesting. I've got my 2 line units on each flank pinned. Haven't been able to do anything with that. So let's go straight on to shooting. Okay, starting off with the Leviathan, I will be shooting the speeders just in front, the Grav speeders. Now he will be firing back, obviously, with his reaction. So the first blast from the Phosphex is just going to go there. So scatter, 4 hits, and then I don't have to move them because they're hitting both of them anyway. So I need 3 ups. Both AP2. So
AP2?
Yeah.
So that kills 1?
Kills 1 and drops down to 2 wounds.
Goes over.
Yeah, drops down to 2, right? The 3 wounds each?
3 wounds apiece, yeah.
Okay. Apart from that, I have my Volkites, which I'm going to do really quickly, hitting on 2s, twin linked. And strength is 6. So I need 3s to wounds. 3 wounds, please.
3 wounds.
3
up saves. This might kill him. He's fine.
He is
3
fine.
saves.
And then I've got my storm cannon. 6.
Of course. This will kill.
6 and 6 hitting on 2s. 1 dropped, and then strength is 7, so 2s to wound.
2, toughness 5.
And these are rending, so they do go through anyway.
Yeah, go straight through.
Okay, but you do shoot back.
I do shoot back, and then how do we work with
template? Nothing.
Template. Nothing stays there.
Nothing stays there with SN house rules.
Make it nice and tiny.
Yes.
I like it.
No need to lift models and put them back down and lift models again.
Okay. So I'm going to fire my 4 Grav guns. I'm going to go there.
Perfect.
Just in case it
scatters a bit to the side.
I can re-roll the scatter dice because I have a Centurion with a
Nucleovox
there. Yeah.
First one.
I'll re-roll that for 9 inches.
Okay,
I don't think we want that.
Go
that way. So that's a hit.
1 hit.
One of because that way 2 inches.
2 inches. I think you're going to hit it still and hit.
So I think that will just clip him.
Clip him. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 2 clips.
That's 2 clips. I'll reroll that because it's wonky. 6. Now this is interesting because
Yeah.
it's going to go that way 2 inches.
2 inches.
Which I think off
Still
the shoulder
hits.
it will
Hits.
go to there.
Yeah.
Which will miss him,
But hits
hit
a
them.
Terminator.
So I'm gonna re-roll that
Okay.
because I'd only take a hit on the Terminator.
Yes,
if
and
they,
you don't
if they
really
hit
want
both.
that. Yeah.
So
that's a hit.
So that's a 3 of
So
3.
three,
4.
3 of 4, and one more.
One more, and I'll be re-roll that
Rerolling
on a
that
9.
one. Yes.
Although that might go and then get a Kratos, but that's not who. And a hit.
That's a hit.
On a double
Ooh.
6.
Double 6. Okay, so
Oh.
it's 4 hits.
4 hits.
You need to roll.
2s to do a wound that you can have an invuln for.
Yes.
And 6s
Sixes,
with
no
saves.
invuln.
So looking for 3 6s here.
Yes. Okay, so 1 doesn't do anything.
Ooh, only 3 wounds, and you've got 3 wounds left.
Okay, so I need to pass 1.
You need to pass 1.
I think I'll
I'm
pass.
nervous. I won't
I'm
lie,
gonna
I'm
pass
pretty nervous.
both. Oh, it goes. D6 is 4 inches, so I think it's going to grab a couple of these guys.
Yes. Did
wanna
you? How many dice did you roll there?
2.
2. You did 3 wounds.
Yes, but the 6, I don't have any mana.
Oh, of course. I rolled a 6.
Yeah.
Silly me.
So do you want to measure the 4 on the with the tape measure?
Yeah, let's do it.
No, just measure.
Oh, you
measure.
rolled a 4.
I
sorry.
rolled
As
the
did
4.
I. We're in
Yeah.
sync. We're in sync.
So
I
it
love
hits
So that's
3
guys.
3 guys. Okay,
3
do you want to
guys.
wound for them?
Let's do it. Strength.
Strength is 8.
So 2s. Goodness
We roll
sake.
that one.
There we go.
Okay.
3
So,
wounds. Any one is a dead dude.
Yes, 2 ups.
There
They're
we go.
fine. Okay, perfect. So that is the Leviathan.
I think I'll take that trade. That was
Yes, that's a good trade.
use of
I
my
did.
reaction.
I didn't mind doing it because I was low on wounds already, so
No.
I knew I was going to die next turn. Oh, next point of action, I shall do. I will do. You have one more reaction,
I have
right?
one more shooting reaction.
Okay, I'm going to try and bait you out with some other stuff. So I'm
Okay.
going to do las cannons here. I'm going to do 2 las cannons into them.
Yep.
And I'm going to do the rest of the las cannons into the those guys because I can't.
The recon squad.
The
up there.
recon squad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
So
I won't react.
1 twin linked. Twin linked is a hit, and then 2 on the recon squad is a full house. 2s, that's 3 wounds. So you have cover saves.
Yes.
I think they've got
So 5 up cover
plus
for
1,
the
right?
terrain, and plus 1 for being
what's it called?
skirmish. I think.
Skirmish. Yeah.
Or
So
whatever,
4
whatever
ups.
the rule. 4 up save.
That
Oh dear,
is 2
2 dead dudes. That'll be a morale check as well.
Mhm. And then we've got 2 going into the white scar
spears, yeah.
speeders. 2 hits and 2s to wound. That is 2 wounds.
2 more
which you
wounds. Go
can't
straight
do
through.
anything about.
No
Yes, we're
save.
down to 2 on 1. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Then we're going to go with him unloading everything into the speeders.
Okay.
Do you want to shroud? Do you want to shoot back? Do you want to do something
tricky.
I still have
think,
my other Kratos. I'm trying to bait you out.
I know
because
you are.
It's,
You've
it's difficult.
declared it
It's
openly.
difficult, yeah.
It is an interesting one. I don't think there's any. Has it got a flare shield?
Yes, both of them have flesh
I don't
shields.
think there's any point because
You
three-
can't-
like
mm.
the
It's
assault
just the
cannons are out of
rending,
range.
basically. Yeah.
So it would be
It's either
2,
shrouding,
4, 6, 8 shots.
shrouding, or just keeping it for
Shroud.
the Kratos. Kratos, or I might just not shoot other Kratos, I shoot something
If you
else.
don't shoot that Kratos, then that's fine. I won't do that because I want to save it for my Jacurian.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to shoot into you. I'm going to do autocannon first. 1 hit,
Yeah.
which is all I need, and a wound.
Is that a rend or is it
No,
6 up?
6 up is rending.
So 3 up save.
I'll reroll that.
Come on.
Okay,
There we go.
passes. And then I've got the 4 blast cannon shots, which are twin linked.
Twin link,
luckily.
thankfully.
3
Okay,
hits
1 miss.
and 2s. That is 3 wounds. Go through.
Strength 8 into toughness 7.
Oh, it's 7.
It's
Yes,
3s.
it's 7. 3s.
Oh, yes, I'll take that. Yes, please.
And then I've got 4 las cannons hitting on that.
Yeah.
And 2s to wound.
2's to win this time.
So
Okay, only 2. So 1 dies
And 1's down to
and 1
3
down to 3
wounds.
wounds. I think that was
That was good.
okay. So toughness 7, they are resilient, aren't they?
They are resilient. Yeah, forget about the toughness 7. Okay, so I'm going to do some snapfire shots from here. I haven't moved, so I can't fury if you're pinned. So it's 10 shots. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I might as well. Hitting on 6s. And no wounds there. Okay, so that's everything on this side. Now, you can fire back at me here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire I'm going to fire this las cannon. How many wounds have you got there? 3. I'm going to shoot the las cannon. I'm not going to shoot in the Kratos. I'm going to shoot the las cannon and the Melta and the autocannon into that squad.
Okay.
And this las cannon, which can't see that unit, is going to try and take off the last wound on the Contemptor.
On the Contemptor?
Yeah.
The last wound on the Contemptor?
Yeah, there's a wound somewhere, right? I shot everything at it, and it was on one wound.
That's
I
right.
believe. Yeah.
That's right. I've lost the dice.
Yeah, and it's only. I think it's only. I don't. It's only sponsons that have that rule, so I can't really do that. So I'll do the las cannon to that. Do you want to shroud or shoot back with anything?
So this is tricky. So could I shoot back? I can either shoot back with these guys.
Yes.
Or I could shoot back, or I can't shroud a Contemptor because he's
Nope,
fearless.
he's fearless.
So I could shroud here, or I could shoot back.
Yes.
With 6 las cannons.
Yes.
And none of my multi-melters are out in range. 6 las cannons into AV-14. Oh, it's tricky. It's tricky.
I'll let you have a little think.
Yeah, let me have a
make you think.
Decision under pressure.
Okay, we're back, and he's actually opted to return fire with the javelins here. So 1 las cannon. I'll do the autocannon first, hitting on 3s. Strength 7, so 3s to wound. That is a rending and a normal save.
Okay,
first.
so the normal save, saved.
Yep, perfect. And then we have the Melta blast cannon, hitting on 3s, twin linked. 4 hits and strength 8, so 2s to wound this time. And that is 4 more wounds, so that is 5 wounds gone through
total.
in total. And then we've got 2 less cannons.
Oh yes, of course, there's more.
Nothing there.
Yes.
So 5 go through.
So 3 come off this guy.
Yep.
He dies. And then the other 2 go through,
For
bringing him down to 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
So 4 wounds apiece.
And then I've got 1 last cannon going into that Contemptor, hoping for it to come down. Hits a hit.
Strength 9.
It's a wound.
It's a 5-up save.
Oh!
What
Gets
luck.
the 6.
Yes, I'll take that. Thank you.
Okay, and then you fire back with
6 last cannons.
Yeah.
It will be triggering a morale check. So I've got a few crucial morale checks here.
Yes.
So 6 last cannons, hitting on 3s.
Oh no!
I like that.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Okay.
we like those 5s.
So
Right.
5s and 6s.
Looking for 5s and 6s because this is the side armor,
Side armor.
AV-15. 14 rather.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
Okay.
I'll roll that because
Reroll-
it's wonky.
Yeah. Reroll that one
That's
as
the
well.
one.
That one's okay.
Reroll that
Reroll that
one.
one, and then reroll again.
Oh wow!
Yes. And
2
then
pens.
and then you can reroll that one and that one because of Sander.
Of course.
Yeah.
Wow. All the rerolls. Pardon?
Okay.
I'm not going to lie. I couldn't have hoped for a better roll.
Do I get cover though? Am I
Do
more
you
than
get cover?
25% obscured by by this piece?
So you've got a large chunk there. I think in the spirit of competition, we'll give you a cover save.
Okay,
We'll
so
give you a three
six
cover
ups.
saves.
Yep, 6 ups. All go through. So
Okay.
he's gone already.
He's wrecked,
But
yeah.
see if it explodes.
And see what happens. Okay.
Okay, so
So
1
on a
does go.
6, he'll explode.
Yes. And
And he
is a 6.
explodes.
Of course it is.
How far does he explode?
4 inches. So it's going to get 3 of them, I think.
I reckon
3,
1,
2,
2,
3,
3.
4. Is it 4?
I think 4 would be...
Okay.
Yeah, I think 4.
Okay, perfect. So wound 4 times.
So 2s.
Mm-hmm.
Take 4 more wounds.
4 more wounds.
4 2-ups.
2 ups. All passed.
Oh.
Okay, so that's a Kratos down.
That is a Kratos down.
I'm not
and that's
liking
a line
that.
unit as well.
And a Leviathan down, which I'm
Yeah.
not liking. Now, that's the end of my shooting phase. And what else are we doing? I think I'm too far away for that.
So this is a really interesting one because you are 11 inches away.
Yes.
But Alpha Legion puts you at 13 inches,
Yeah.
and going through terrain puts you at 15 inches.
So I'm way out.
you are way out.
Leadership test then. So leadership test over there.
Oh, now I passed all these last turns, so I feel like I've
So
had some
they-
good luck over here.
Yeah, we checked the leadership. That one's 8.
These guys are 8.
Yep. 6, 7, 8, 9.
it's-
Oh, okay. Yep.
What do you reckon?
It's up to you. It's up to you. I
No.
think we've been re-rolling, but I don't know how cocked it was. So re-roll.
What do you reckon on the floor?
I don't know. Did you see it?
Part of taking a bit of a battering. I reckon you should.
I reckon that's running away. That's running away. That's running away. So this is it's so important to like have these conversations. They are 10 inches. They are off the board.
Okay, off the board.
So this is it just
If that
illustrates.
would have been the other roll anyway, that would have been like a fail
For sure,
anyway.
for
so-
sure.
Yeah.
This is just such an interesting point about like sportsmanship and like that kind
Yeah,
of
of
social
course,
contract
yes.
you have with
Have
an
to.
opponent.
Yeah.
Is like agreeing. Like
Yeah, of course.
If I can balance a dice on it, or if it's not on the map,
Yeah.
I'm always you've seen me roll
Yeah, exactly.
loads of dice
Yeah.
because I'm always like if it's not flat on the map, and then you're not in any discussions,
Exactly.
especially in like a
Yeah.
competitive
You
event.
are very like that, actually.
I'm very.
You always, when it's not flat, you always re-roll it.
And when it's a 6, And when it's a 6 and it's not flat, I'm still re-rolling it.
Okay, so leadership over here as well.
Okay, leadership over here. This is less important because I
9,
think they could
they
stay
could.
on. Oh,
So he
he's
fails.
off on an 11. Although he's leadership 9. I mean, it's 11 anyway.
It's 11 anyway.
But he would have been 10
Yes,
because of the Herald,
but
but
he
I've still failed.
So
and
2d6.
no reroll. 2d6 or 3d6 for a speeder?
I think it's
3. Yeah. So roll low.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
He has to go round.
He has to go round, of course, because he can fly over terrain,
Yes,
but he
but
can't fly
not
over
things.
units.
Okay, so that saved you a bit.
So
he wouldn't have gone off.
he wouldn't have gone off anyway.
No, with that one. If that one would have been something
That one,
different.
yeah. So it goes there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to plonk him here.
Yes,
if you're
and
happy.
we know where it is.
And I'm going to put his wound marker there,
Yeah, perfect.
so he doesn't fall over my expensive resin model.
And then we need the snipers as well,
I will
right?
put him the other way around,
Yeah, so he's running away.
so we remember.
Makes me feel happy.
Okay, these 3 snipers, they are not within 6 inches of the
no.
Herald.
They
They've
fail
got 11 as
well.
well.
I'm
So
liking
they roll
this.
a mighty 8 inches.
8
What are we?
inches.
How many inches are we rolling it down?
As it is. So
As it is. So that's a 6-inch move down.
Yep.
And then a 2-inch move across.
Plus the 2 across there. So just plunk them down there.
Okay, so just
would,
plonk
you
them
would
at the
need
base
to
of
move
there.
and then down. So yeah,
So
just-
are you happy with that?
I'm happy with that. Yeah.
I'll put them turn around so we know there.
Perfect.
And then I have stealthily moved them within 6 inches of my Herald so they can rally on a 10.
Perfect. So that's the end of my turn 2. 2 big hits off the table. Well, let's quickly regroup whilst we are on camera now. So we can regroup within 6 inches of that Herald there.
So these
looking
guys
for
on a 10.
6, 7, that's fine.
Yeah,
and
you
then
happy with
we've got these guys.
These guys on a...
That's fine.
They're in. So
Okay,
they're regrouped.
Regroup and move. You can move from the wound marker, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. So I'll let him have his movement phase and we'll go from there. Okay, we're moving on to turn 2 movement for the Alpha Legion. He's still staying back. Some say he's scared. But, so let's check what's happening here. So most of the stuff is stayed put, except for the Contemptors, who have, both of these have opted to start moving towards our right flank, Dan's left flank, whilst the other one has moved up towards these Terminators, trying to get them into combat if they need to. I've opted to actually apply more pressure and move towards him as a reaction. On this side, he has, we did see the regroups, so that's fine. We don't have to talk about the regroups. But he's staying put with those units back in his deployment. So it's quite quick. We're going to go straight on to shooting. Where do you want to start off with?
I think we'll start with the snapfirers to get them out of the way. So we've got 3 snapfiring recon squads here with Nemesis bolt rifles. They're going to shoot
Into
this
these,
squad
right?
here. Now they're snapfiring because they've regrouped.
Yep.
And they've missed.
Missed. Perfect.
And then I will snapfire the
speeder, yeah?
assault cannon.
Okay.
And then the the Reaper.
Yep.
Even Reaper autocannons, which are twin linked. There's 1 6 there.
Yep.
And there we go. So 1 hit, wounding on 2s with rending on 6s. So take a 3-up armor save.
Yep. I'm auto up because I've still got my artificer.
Of course you
on
can.
there.
Yeah.
So I'll take a. You're not pinning or anything, right?
Not pinning.
Okay, so 3 up. That's
No, that's it. That's the 6.
fine.
That's definitely
Okay.
a 6. That's definitely a 6.
I hate the grabber. Okay. So next up we have
Next
bolter
up,
shots.
We're going to do this squad over here,
Okay.
which is there's 20 of them.
Yes, they
and
haven't moved, right?
They haven't moved. So
Okay.
we'll just do this is 20
dice.
dice. We'll do this 2 times.
Perfect. Okay.
So hitting on 3s.
What I'll do, I'll cut off, we'll do all the hits and the wounds, and then we'll come back for the saving throw. Okay, we're back. 19 wounds. I'm going to start off with Artificer Armour, maximum of, that's a 1.
I'll take that, thank you.
And then I just roll these 3 ups, and 3 ups here. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in total. I think there's one left,
one
right?
chat's left.
So I will do Vexilia Stain behind.
Makes sense.
There we go.
And he can take a pinning check, please.
And he can take a pinning check.
Oh, there
no
we go.
pinning
It's that
checks.
flag making
My
him
curse
extra brave.
has been gone now. Nice. Okay, so what else do we have? They are out of range of everything.
They're
right?
out of range of everything. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to go into the Contemptors.
I think we might switch over here.
Okay, nice.
For some Kratos action.
Let's do it.
So I think they're all going to fire at the Terminators here.
Okay, I am going to shroud.
You're going to shroud. Okay, so the autocannon hits once. It rends.
It rends. Okay, so we'll do one. I'll carry on shooting. I'll do all the ones all together.
Yep. Although, if you want to take this one now, because it doesn't double you out. Although, no, your toughness...
no, I'm toughness 4.
Yes, okay, so it doesn't double you out.
Is there a Herald in there?
Yes. Oh, it's fearless. Yes, true.
Yes.
No, fearless. True,
Yeah,
true.
we've got
It's good that we have
Meadows
Rob,
in the background,
Rob
keeping
and
us
Karen
honest.
here. Yep, so contract.
Okay, and then so keep that dice separate because it's only strength 7. So these are hitting on 3s. So
Twin linked. Twin linked.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
There we go. So 3 hits.
2s to wound.
2s to wound. So
Okay.
3 wounds.
Doubling out.
Is it not 3s to wound because it's a melter against Salamanders?
It is, yes,
So
that's
there we
very
go.
true. Yeah.
So take that one off.
Enough, and it's 2 and 1.
And
Thanks
then we've
for
got the
remembering
last.
my rules.
That's all right. We've got Rob reminding you from one side, and it's been a long day.
Yes.
And then these are las cannons hitting on 3s. All 3 hit. We like to see that.
2s to
and then
wound.
2s. This is 2s because.
Okay, 3 more.
3 more.
Okay, so
you've
5
got 5 doubling out.
out. I'm going to do my 4 up first.
Yeah, you're going to do this on your Herald?
Yeah.
1 wound?
No.
No.
So 4 up, it's a fail. So 1 is down to 1 wound remaining.
And would it not be 3 up with their shields?
It's a 3 ups with the
It's a
shields.
3
Yeah.
up.
With these, yes. So 3 ups with the shields.
Oh! Ow!
And they're gone. Okay, after a horrible roll, it's going to get even worse. So 5 recons firing with bolter snipers into here.
Now, this was the squad that rolled 4 1s and a 2 last
Let's see if
turn.
they're not tired anymore or hangover, whatever
That's
they
more
were.
like it, boys.
Perfect.
So 5 hits.
They're
So
all
we're
going
looking-
into the Herald, I guess, right?
They are all going to just know that. I'm not going to bother assigning these shots. They're all going to the unit.
Okay.
So you're looking for 5 to rend.
Yes.
No
rends.
No rends.
But 4 wounds.
4 wounds.
2 ups. And that's
Oh!
a double 1.
That's a double 1.
He's dead.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
So that's 1 less line unit on the board, which makes me happy.
Yes.
It also frees up my Contemptor
To fire into two into
with
them.
his 18-inch grav gun range
Yes.
and 24-inch melter range.
Okay.
So I'll grab my scatter dice.
Grab first.
I'll just put it as central as possible.
Yeah, just in the
the
middle.
18 inches. And
Hits.
it hits a hit.
Okay, so roll to see
And then
what
we see what happens. Hope looking for a 6. It's a
It
6.
is a- it
so
is a
that's
6.
a penetrating hit.
penetrating it straight away. See what
So
happens.
see what happens.
And it's
It's a
2.
2, which just means
Nothing.
Nothing, because you're reinforced.
Yep.
2 melters hitting on 2s, 2 hits. Looking for 6s.
6s.
2 glance, nothing.
Nothing.
And it's not within armor vein muzzle
Nope.
range.
You can't do anything with them.
These guys are going to shoot your squad over here.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah.
They are going to
Hit on 3s.
Hit on 3s. That'll do
3 hits, yeah.
only 3 hits. Again, we're looking to snipe out the sergeant, so we're looking for 5s.
Okay.
I'll re-roll that one if you're happy.
Yep.
That's
That
wonky.
one's definitely better.
So there's
Two-
strength
two-
5 into T4 is 1 wound.
So I'll do. Which one do you want to go
So
first?
he's a sergeant. He's dead.
Perfect. And then I'll do a 3 up. And on anything doesn't matter.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Sergeant is.
So that means a pinning check on your native leadership.
Yes, which is 7. I'm not pinned.
Not pinned.
I can get used to
Sad
this.
times.
Okay. And then you've got the 2 last Contemptors to finish off your turn.
2
There's
last Contemptors.
Nothing's charging now because my Fire Drakes decided
Absolutely.
to leave the battlefield
So
tactically.
I can see a decent chunk of this track here.
Okay,
If
yep.
you're happy, but
Yes,
you'll
that's
be
fine.
getting a cover save.
Cover
right?
saves. Yep, that's fine.
So we'll do this one first.
Okay.
Hit on 2s. And then don't have a flare shield because
nope.
it's a Proteus.
Nope.
Not a
So
Kratos.
6s to glance.
1 glance.
1 glance. I do have a cover save. So
Do you have a 6-up cover save?
6 up. Whoop. Nothing. Down to 1.
Down to 1. Oh, come on. Come on, other Contemptor. You've got this.
Hit you on 2s.
Hit on 2s. Reroll that with twin linked.
All hits.
Okay, now we're looking for at least 1 6.
Yes.
This is a big roll.
Reroll that one.
Reroll that one.
Yeah, reroll that
Come
one.
on, let's go.
No.
Oh, close,
Okay.
close.
That survived.
Do I get an extra point for trying?
You did. You
Yeah,
do.
okay,
I'll buy you another chicken wrap.
Thank you.
Moroccan chicken wrap. Okay, so that concludes your turn.
That
Good
is,
turn.
Yeah,
Very good turn.
I feel like I had a good turn in your turn.
I feel like I
and
have
then
no.
I had a subsequent
I feel
good
like I
turn
have
in my
no
turn.
army now. But look, I've still got scoring.
You've got a lot of units, and you've also got another unit to come in. So why don't you do turn 3's
Yeah,
reserve
I can
roll
do
now?
my reserve roll, which is a 2-up now,
So
isn't
2
it?
Oh,
It's
in
fine.
they come.
In
This
they
is
come.
this is going to be bad.
Okay,
This is going to
let's
be
see
bad.
where I can put them, and we'll go on to turn 3 coming up. Okay, on to turn 3. I brought in my reserves because I did roll for them to come in. I put them here, so I didn't get intercepted with a lot of units. I actually scattered off the table. He's actually moved me 18 inches onto the dangerous terrain, which would make them dangerous terrain. placed one there, the rest within 4 inches as SN rules, which you can see all our house rules on our social media if you're interested. And I actually rolled a 1 on the guy on it, so he basically died. And I did have my 6-up invulnerable save, because I can take invulnerable saves. I think I can take invulnerables. I've got a combat shield. I failed that anyway, and now we're going to intercept with this unit for free, that unit for free, and with a unit of choice, which is the Contemptor. So let's start with the first 5.
So this 5, they're going to shoot your Assault Marines. That is 4 hits.
Perfect.
Strength 5 and toughness 4 is 3s with 5s to rend. So that is 2 normals.
2 normal,
and 1
and
rend.
where do you want to go into?
We'll take the rend on the sergeant on a 6-up, please.
Yep. He hasn't got a combat shield, so he's
Okay,
dead.
so we'll kill him.
Yep.
That's good. So that means they're pinning on their native leadership. And
Yep.
then we'll take... have you got any special weapons?
Yes,
Axe in there?
2 power axes.
Okay, we'll take 2 on the axes.
Okay,
then.
so 3 up and 3 up. That's fine. And lead pinning check. 4, 5, 6, 7. They're fine.
They're good. On leadership 7, actually. So
On leadership 7, yeah. So next 5 shots.
the next squad, hitting on 3s.
Yes, sir. 4 hits.
4 hits. Ooh, look at this. Nice 6s. 3s and 5s to rend. I'll reroll that one because it's wonky.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll take a 6-up on your sword guy, axe guy.
Which I
Saved,
saved
nice.
on the
And
combat
then
shield.
two more on
2
your
more
axes.
on axes. 3 up. 3 up. Both passed.
Cool. And you didn't take any.
No, so no
casualties.
pinning there. And then
So
we
no
need
pinning.
to do the last 2 shots.
Out of range
from
with its Graviton Gun, but his Melta is in range.
2
And then
shots.
looking for 2s. So
2
2
6-ups.
2 6-ups.
Oh, one is
nice. Nice.
Okay, so I've taken 2 casualties, so I don't need to take a leadership test, right?
You took 3
3,
because one of
yes,
them died
because-
on arrival.
On arrival. So
That'll be done at the end of the
shooting.
Of
Oh,
the
no, I do it at the end of my
end
shooting
of the
phase.
turn, isn't it? Because you don't take morale checks for intercept.
Oh, that's true. I don't need to do it.
You don't take morale checks from intercept.
Yes, I don't need to. I just don't need to do a leadership.
You don't need to do anything
Because
okay.
you don't
so
take
we're
it
good.
from reactions. It's
We're
my
good.
turn. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
stealing
yeah.
the show from me. This is my.
Sorry,
this is my turn. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to fire everything into. What was I going to do? Oh, I was going to do. So if you don't mind, I was basically going to do that.
Okay,
So that
like
last
it,
cannon
like it. So
can
only
fire
one last
into-
cannon can see.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's
And
blocked.
the rest is going to go
That
into
is
the
very
craters.
clever. Very
Okay,
clever.
so one last cannon into the Contemptor. I failed.
Okay,
to
before you
Oh,
roll that,
I failed
which
anyway.
You failed. Okay, but I am within 12 inches,
Okay, so you're going to fire back.
so I can't because I think I could fire everything back at that,
Yes.
but into AV-15 I don't rate that.
Okay.
Whereas I do rate a double melter.
Yeah, you've got the Locust Centurion. Is it just the
I
top
do,
cannon,
yeah.
right?
So I could return fire
With the blast cannon.
with just that's right. Wouldn't be able to
Just the black
blast
cannon,
cannon.
yeah.
4 shots. It'd be hitting on 2s instead of 3s because of the
Yes,
locust rule.
yeah.
But I'm going to react
Perfect.
with this chap.
Okay.
You missed anyway, so it's
Yes,
cool.
I missed anyway, so
it's
even
at least,
better.
At least he's alive.
Even
so
better.
Melter hits.
Yes.
2 hits. So the first one at strength 8 plus 6 is a
It's a 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So
Oh, no.
And I have flare shield, so
You have a flare shield.
nothing.
And I can't.
Nothing, yeah.
Sad.
Very sad,
times.
very sad.
And the next
And
one's a
nothing,
4.
nothing either.
Wow. I'll do a scatter
Blast.
Graviton gun. I'll reroll that with my Jacarian, who has a Nuncio, and it goes miles away.
Miles away. I'm
That
happy
was
with that.
a waste of a
Okay.
reaction.
2 autocannons going to the Kratos. Both hits. Looking for 6s. Nothing there, but my blast cannon is now twin linked. So hitting on 3s, twin linked, and then looking for. Oi, I can't. He's got a flare shield as well, right?
He's got a flare shield as well.
Oh, cool. So, okay, that would have been very difficult. I forgot about that. So 4 las cannons then. I can't do anything with the blast cannon. So 4 las cannons, 3 hits, and nothing there. I need to reroll this for Sunder. Nothing. Forgot about the flare shield.
So do you want to, given that it's impossible for a strength 8 to be...
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Why don't you just shoot them into the Contemptor
I'll go
instead?
everything into there then. I'll just do the blast. To make it fair, I'll just do the blast cannon.
Well, so you've already... So you hit with all the...
I'll do it again.
You hit with all 4.
I'll do it again.
Are you sure?
Sure. Twin linked.
Okay.
There
we go.
And all hits.
All 4 hits.
And then I wound 4 times.
4 times. Right,
Yes.
we're looking for 4 5-ups
4
here.
5-ups.
I'm not going to
yeah.
roll them together.
And
I'm not
thank
gonna
you
roll
for
them
that.
together. Well, that's all right.
Did forget about that.
I can't go on about sportsmanship behaviour
Then
in turn 2 and then not
I just
turn
forgot
3.
about the flare shields completely, so I couldn't even wound you.
Oh,
okay.
so he
blows up.
explodes.
Nothing's
There's
gonna
nothing
happen.
within range, so he is sadly off the board.
Okay, and then we're going to go on to this Land Raider, who's going to go all out into just the front Contemptor, basically trying to get
This
a couple
guy
of
here?
wounds off. Yeah, hitting on 3s.
I think I will return fire with this squad as well.
Yes, because you still
Because
haven't
there's nothing
done
else
it.
worth
Yeah, you still haven't done it.
protecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 hits.
3 hits.
And
2 wounds.
two wounds. Yeah, nothing. No sunder.
2 5-ups. No, so 3
Down to 4.
4 wounds. Yeah.
Okay.
I always think Contemptors have 6 wounds.
And then
5
2
wounds,
melters.
sorry.
I'm down to 1 hull point only. So,
So yeah, I'm just looking for that cheeky 6.
2 hits.
There's 1 cheeky 6, but it's on the wrong dice roll. Oh,
Nothing.
and he's not within.
Melter.
He's at 14 inches,
Yeah.
not 12. But it was worth it.
It was worth it. Definitely worth it. Perfect. So that is my turn. Nice, quick, and cheerful.
Okay.
And on to turn 3 for the Alpha Legion. Okay,
yeah.
turn 3 movement for the Alpha Legion now. Finished. Everything moving slightly up the field now. Now that there's a bit more, less enemy forces on the table, he is playing a bit more aggressive. So we've got the tactical squad moving up the field, trying to take out this. Remember, you can shoot at any parts of the monster. The Vexilia is sticking out, so they can shoot at it. Speed has moved up as well. The second tactical squad has stayed put, guarding the back deployment zone. He's moved into melter range, I think
He has, yeah.
He's moved into melter range. He's moved into melter range for the Kratos. And then the Kratos has moved up, it's 10 inches, then turned and is now targeting the 2 line units on this flank. So here we go. Let's start shooting. Where are we going to start off with?
I think we're going to start with the Contemptor Dreadnought
Okay.
into that unit there.
Perfect.
Any reactions with your
I-
single shooting
You
reaction?
are still free. I think I'm going to... Because he can still shoot as well.
You can.
So I am actually going to shoot back at you.
You're going to shoot back at me,
Yeah,
okay?
I'm not going to stride. I'm going to shoot back at you.
So just bear in mind when you're shooting back, you shoot back with the.
Yep, it's
main gun only.
It's a separate. It's
Yeah.
a separate gun.
But you're hitting on 2s anyway. So
Yeah.
as am I, hitting on 2s, 4 hits. So the first one is a fail.
Yes.
The second one is a 6,
It's
which
failed.
is a fail. Goodness
Yes.
sake. The next one is a reroll.
Ooh.
That. Come on.
5,
fail.
which is no 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
13.
11, 12. Yes. And
I'll
that
reroll that
is
one.
yeah, that's definitely a pen.
That's a
5, 6, 7, plus 6. It's a glance.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That's a glance.
That was the worst Dreadnought ever.
I like it. Now it's my turn to shoot back.
Dreadnought, you have failed
7,
me.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Wow.
Minus 7 and 7. You rolled a 7 there, right?
Yeah.
And the last 7, 8, 9, 10,
Makes
11,
you
12,
15.
13. No, it's 7. Yeah, it's a 15 minus 1 for flare shield is a glancing hit.
Yeah, that's terrible. That was
Okay.
awful.
Okay, so here we go. We'll shoot back, hitting on 3s. Oh no!
Oh, yes,
it's
that's more
how
like it.
who can roll the worst.
Yeah, I think
who can roll the
strength
worst?
8 is 3s. Yeah.
Armour Bay. 1 wound.
Okay, 1 5-up save.
Okay,
So I'll
he-
take 1 wound.
he
That
bleeds down to 5. That's
that
changed
was
the plans
a
a lot.
terrible. Yeah, that's really interesting because that has changed this unit's
Yes,
plans.
yes, it has.
So he is within melter range.
Okay.
And you have returned fire. So now
Now you're clear to shoot.
I could do that.
Yes.
Now, how does that affect these las
so
cannons?
so the Sponson
Sponsons
would
can
have
fire.
no. The Sponson, this Sponson would have to shoot into here.
Okay, fine.
But it has to snap fire.
Yeah.
The rest of the shots wouldn't be able to shoot.
Anything at all?
No, just that one.
This sponsor
Yep.
could snap fire.
Could snap fire
there.
into there, so
Okay, if I wanted to.
If you wanted to. Yeah.
Interesting.
I'll give you a little think because I think it's changed up.
Yeah,
things
that has
quite
really
necessarily.
that has thrown me.
Yes.
Why don't we move on to things that are
Okay.
less
Yes. Let's do that.
contentious?
Let's do that.
Easy decisions to make.
Yes.
So first of all,
Do you want to do your speed then to him? Because I think you can remove
I
him
think
with some
I
rending, right?
do.
Okay.
But do you know what I think I want to do?
Yes, you want to do small arms fire.
Is I want to do this Contemptor into
Okay,
there.
let's do that. I have no reactions, so all yours. Do the same as before,
Do
please.
I? Do I? No, or could I could glance that to death.
Yes, you can.
And then I could shoot your dudes with my Contemptor. I
Yes.
think I might do that.
Okay, so rending goodness into the
Yeah,
land
just
ring.
looking for rends.
Yeah,
Really.
assault cannon first, hitting on 3s. That
So
is 2
that's
hits.
only 2 hits.
Yep.
For 6s.
6s, yeah, fishing for 6s.
That's
1
that's
6.
6 plus 6 is 12, and then it does an extra
Nothing.
1. Does nothing. Come
Nothing.
on. Come on.
And then we've got the twin linked
the twin linked
autocannons.
autocannons, hitting on 3s with twin linked.
Okay, and then looking for sixes.
This was a gamble, but
It's a good gamble.
but it's a worth it
It's
because
good.
it just means I can.
It's a good gamble. So nothing there.
Nothing at all.
Okay. and
Unsurprisingly,
now I think
now I think he's going to shoot.
he
his.
has to. Yeah, he has to.
2 hits.
It's 4 shots, right?
It is. That's. Let's just start again.
Yes, because you need 4 shots, right?
Okay, so let's just call those.
Those were hits,
Yeah.
and then that's the first armor bane.
Okay,
on
okay.
one
So
of
that's
them.
what I intended
6,
to do.
7,
but
8.
Yeah.
8 is 8, so that's a 8
Is a pen.
is a pen.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
that's
then-
finally a pen. Yep.
And then I'll do
The other 2 shots. So
the
2
other
hits,
2 shots.
2
Yeah.
hits.
So that's 2
both
more
hits, and then
so now
2
we've
more
got
armor
3.
banes.
Yeah. So I went straight into armor pen. 'cause
You also have another armor bane to do.
We do,
from the
we
other
do.
shots, right?
So second one,
Is-
reroll
is-
that. Is a
go on.
6 becomes a.
Yes, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it's a
No.
glance.
Oh yeah, of course, because you don't have a
Glance.
flare shield, of course.
Yeah.
So he's glanced, and he's
And
then
he's
the
a
next
pen.
one is
Pen.
pens, and the next one is
A pen.
pen.
6, 7,
so
8.
3 pens. So we're looking for 5s and 6s to explode
Yes.
in. A 6 doesn't explode.
Doesn't, okay.
You've got what 5 dudes
6
in there
guys
and
inside.
and a Herald.
I've got my Praetor
Oh,
inside.
Praetor rather. Wounding on 2s. So that's 4 wounds.
4 wounds. I'm going to do it on my Praetor, which has battle hardened.
Yeah, so you
So-
can't be instant death.
2 up, 2 up, 2 up, and 2 up.
Wow.
So we'll put them there. They need a pinning check because
They
I'm
do.
not fearless. And I'm fine. Okay, so we'll bring them back. What we'll do is we'll do the small arms fire from here and basically try and survive that lonely guy. And we'll come back to see what the Kratos does, basically.
Yeah,
Okay,
interesting.
we're back, and we've actually done a lot of small arms fire. So they opted to fire into here. They wounded about 12 times, didn't take any wounds. They have opted to fire into here with 20 shots. They have opted to, they dropped 1 finally with that. Then we've also done some sniper shots into this squad, which they managed to take out 1, and I did make them pin, get pinning, so they are now pinned. And now to finish off Dan's turn, we have the Kratos now firing into the tactical squads. One of the last cannons will be firing into this squad.
So this was a really difficult decision.
Yes.
Because that's a line unit, and it's also very killy.
Yes.
But you know, tactical marines are speedy, and,
Yes.
and I think they need to be taken. These are pinned, so they're out of the game. So
Yes.
we'll do the 1 lance cannon into them, hitting on a 3. I'll reroll that because it's
Yep.
wonky. There we go, hits. Wounding on a 2. I would say killing on a 2, but you do have a
6
6
up.
up.
Which I've been
there we go.
passing
You have been
a lot.
rolling 6 ups
Yeah.
combat shields for
good.
till the cows come home. Right, so now we're going to do the auto cannon.
Okay.
If one of them hits,
One hits.
which does. In fact, it doesn't. No, he's moved 10 inches. He's moved,
Oh yes,
so
those are
these
snap
are
firing.
fires.
Yes, so the last cannon wouldn't have.
So the last cannon wouldn't have done it.
No.
Those have missed.
Yes.
I can now fire the melter cannon at full
Full
BS.
ballistic skill. Yes. Hitting on 3,
I'll
so
reroll
that's
that
3
because
hits.
it's wonky. There we go.
Okay. And 2s to kill.
2s to kill.
Yep.
Unless you can roll 6s for.
Yeah.
There we go. 2
so
more 6s.
I'll do cover saves. No, it's.
Oh no, this
You
is
were shooting into here.
into there. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'll do. Do I get cover saves from?
I think-
I don't think you can see these 3, but you can see these 2, right? So
I
I'll
think
do.
I can see a couple of shoulder pads there. That's the problem. So I
Okay,
think you
so
get
I'll
6
do.
ups on
I'll
them.
get 6 ups. I'll start with the
Yeah.
guys in cover. 6 up. He's dead. 6 up. He's dead, and then these can't really escape because you can't see that one, so you wouldn't be able to kill that one. So that's 3 dead.
Okay.
leadership
and
there.
Then, and then the las cannons as well. The 3 remaining las cannons.
with
But
6 ups.
these are snap firing.
Yeah,
Never mind.
nothing.
So
Okay,
leadership check for him.
that's the end of his shooting. So leadership check here. 9, so that's a fail. 2d6 back is 5, 6, 7. So we'll put that there to do that. Leadership there, I believe. I think you've killed enough to do a
yeah,
leadership check there.
They're
that's
fine,
fine,
but it's
they
okay
are
because they're
pinned.
pinned.
And then I don't need to do a leadership here. So that is the end of turn 3. This could be the last turn of the game coming up next. It's tight.
It's interesting. It's
tight.
interesting.
Let's see how it goes coming up. Okay, we are back, and this could be the possible last turn of the game. Turn 4, I've regrouped and moved this way onto my deployment. I have one with this lowly tactical marine onto this deployment as well. So I have 2 on the back line. I've rotated the Kratos to fire into the Kratos. And these guys are now moved up, needing a 6, which makes it into an 8 because of Alpha Legion. So not a lot of the table, can be quite easy. I'm pinned with the Assault Marines over there. So again, they are just holding the middle ground. Now, let's go straight onto shooting, which there's not a lot of. I'm going to shoot the Kratos everything's going to shoot into your Kratos.
Everything?
Everything.
Okay.
So do you want to shoot back?
Yeah,
Or do you want
I
to
might need to
survive?
have a think about this one.
Okay, because do you want to survive? Or do you
I
want
might need
shoot
to
back?
have a think.
Okay, I'll let you have a little think, and we'll catch you back in a second. Okay, we're back, and there's a lot. Actually, a lot has happened. So he's actually used his advanced reaction with the tank to make him move 12 inches, or be within those 12 inches. That's then scattered. He's now there, and basically I'm out of armor bane range. And my sponsor on the right can't fire at him.
That's right.
I think we've got that
wasted.
right.
Yes.
Comment if we haven't. Okay, so we're going to do 2 las cannons into him. From the 3 las cannons into him, actually. Hitting on 3s. 1 hit and 1 pen.
1 pen.
No, it's front armor. So
15. 9 plus 6 is 15. It's a glance.
It's a glance, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a glance.
that's right.
1 glance. And then we have an auto cannon, which both hits. And then looking for 6s here. Nothing, but the blast cannon is now twin
And the
linked.
blast cannon can't do anything because it's strength 8.
Oh, that is true.
And
That is true.
outside of Melta
Okay,
range.
perfect. So just 1 glance, basically.
One glance.
Yeah.
I will take that.
Perfect.
Down to 5 hull points.
Okay.
So this is a really interesting. This is, I think, the most powerful rule I want to say
Yes.
in the game.
Yeah, probably.
I think it's
very
really
good.
frustrating to play against,
Yeah.
and I've been saving it. I did think maybe to
Do it
hop
on
these
there.
guys.
Yeah. It's good for like holding objectives and stuff like that, moving into key
Some
parts.
people use it straight away to
Yeah.
gain a, if there's like a central
An
objective,
advantage.
you can like launch 20 attacks and
Into-
Herald and
into the
Apothecary
middle.
onto a central objective.
Yeah.
Whereas with this, I'm thinking, okay, cool. Can I kill 3 tactical marines in turn 4?
Yes.
I reckon so.
Yeah.
And this guy can just reverse onto the
onto the
deployment
objective.
zone.
Yeah, perfect.
And
Okay.
I think yeah, it's a game-winning ability.
So this has now fired. I'm going to go straight onto the charge, which is an 8-inch charge. Do you want to hold the line, or do you want to shoot back at me?
So again, this is a really interesting rules point. I believe the rules say that you roll your dice first and
Yes, they
then
do.
declare
For-
your
for
reaction.
this, they
so,
do, yeah.
So I
For
won't declare now.
Shooting is before.
That's
charging
right,
is
yeah.
after.
And I think it's something that people often,
Yeah, it's
often
FAQ.
ask.
It's
yeah,
FAQ, actually.
for sure.
So I need an 8. That is a 4. So I will just move 2 inches up the field. That finishes off turn 4.
But I will choose.
You
to,
will choose.
I will
to
choose
do something.
Overwatch.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
I will choose Overwatch. So do you want to? So what I'll do is I'll do my 4 shots.
Yep, all
All
hits.
of them hit.
Choose 2 wounds.
Looking for 2s. Take
4 wounds. So I'm
4
going to do it on battle hardened again.
Yeah.
So 4 up passes, 4 up passes, 4 up fails. I still have 2 wounds remaining, so I
Yeah.
can do another one. And that's it. So
Okay.
he's down to 1 wound.
He's down to 1 wound.
That
and
finishes off my turn.
looking
I'll move,
eminently sniperable now.
yes, I'll move 2 inches up the field, and we'll go on to Dan's turn 4 coming up. Okay, we have now finished the movement phase for turn 4, maybe the last turn of the game. So Dan, do you want to take us through the movement phase?
Yeah, so this is a fairly decisive turn.
Yes.
And I thought I'm going to just try and win big. So I need to destroy, to be able to claim the rear of the board.
Yeah, my deployment.
Your deployment zone. I need to get a scoring unit. So my Kratos is now there.
Yes.
And I now need
So
to
you
kill...
moved and then you rotated.
Moved
so
and
he's
rotated, so I'm wholly
in within 12, yeah.
And so now I'm hopefully going to kill those 2 tanks with my Kratos.
Yes.
I'm hopefully going to kill that Marine with my speeder.
I hope so too, because that's a lot of
If not,
shots.
then we've got some bolters to back up here, and if not, we've got some snipers to back up here. My plan, however, is to use those units to kill those units, and that then leaves my snipers to hopefully try and get 1 point off the Warlord.
For the Warlord, which is down
and
to
I'm just
1
gonna,
wound.
I'm just gonna kind of just the center can stay the center. You know,
Yeah,
they're scoring.
Doesn't matter.
They're not
If
pinned.
You're scoring the back end. You're scoring my end as well. So that will
I
basically
go for the kind of
give you
like
the points.
the insulting
Yes.
insulting victory.
Yes,
Which is killing,
yes,
killing your Warlord and
Top
teleporting
Alpha
a
Legion
tank.
type, yeah.
You know.
Okay, so let's go straight on to shooting. Let's go with
Let's
the
go
Kratos
here.
really quickly.
So we'll do the autocannon snap firing,
Okay.
which he misses.
Yep.
And then the 4 las cannons snap
Yeah.
firing, which
Mitch,
we roll that.
yep,
One,
we can roll, yep.
one. Okay, and then the most important one, the
battle
4 battle cannons hitting on 3s. Only 2.
Only 2.
Only 2, and it doesn't twin link.
It's going to be a double 1, isn't it?
It's going to be a double 1. You know it. It's fold
It's
of 1.
1. Okay.
So one of them evaporates.
One of them evaporates. I do need to take a leadership test. I'll do that at the end.
You do that at the end because that's
probably
important.
want to
Otherwise, you
take
waste it. I
some
think I'm going to have to.
reconnaissance squad and
I
stuff.
think I'm going to have to fire a reconnaissance squad at
Yeah.
them. So I'll fire these 5 recce squad here
Okay.
at him. Okay, looking
Good.
potential. So we're looking for 5s. One
one
wound.
wound.
One
3 up,
single wound. On a 3
3
up.
up save.
Oh!
Passes.
I'm going to have to fire this squad at him as well.
Do they all see? Yes, right?
They can, yeah.
Okay.
Looking for 3s. Okay, so that's 3 hits.
3 hits, yeah.
Now looking for 5s.
Looking for 5s and 6s.
I need 3s to wound, but I'm looking for 5s.
I am maybe going to shroud here.
You're going to shroud against this guy?
Yes, because there is nothing else. I think the Kratos in the middle. I have to because it's the only thing.
There's no point in shrouding against all the
It's the only thing here. And if we go for another turn, he's going to die. Oh, I think it's tough. I think I'm going to try and survive with this only. So it's all yours.
You sure?
Sure.
Okay, wow. Okay, that's bold. But that's a rend.
So that's a dead.
That's him.
That's a dead guy.
Goodness gracious. That was a lot of sniper rifles.
Okay. What else do we have? So that's the two Contemptors can fly into here, right?
Yeah. I think what we'll do is we'll do the speeder over there in the left corner.
Just to make sure to kill.
Just to get rid of him.
Kill this one.
You don't want to shroud against this guy?
No, all
I
yours.
think that would be a waste. So looking for 3s on the assault cannon. So those hit. And then looking for 6s to rend.
5s and 6s. Oh no, 6s.
It's just 6s.
Yeah.
Just 6s. So
take 3 ups. And how many more?
Strict 6 into 4s.
So 3 more.
You need to take 5 saves in total.
Yeah. Taken 2. 3 more. He's dead.
He's down.
There we go.
There we go. Not even with rends.
No.
Okay, now we're going to do...
It's basically, they know what they're doing, right?
I think they know what they're doing. So I think they're going to go into the Kratos.
Okay, perfect.
Are you going to shroud against this?
I am going to shroud against his first volley.
Okay, this one into here.
Okay.
He's within Armour Bane Melta range. So he's reroll that. It's 1 key. And reroll that because it's twin linked.
All hits.
So 4 hits. Now we're looking for 8s into 15s.
15s, yeah.
So
that
a 9
is a pen.
That's a pen.
That is
a 3
nothing.
is a nothing. A 6 is a nothing.
And nothing, yeah.
And a 3 is a nothing.
So shrouding save here. 5 up. Check pass.
Whoa. These dreads. Now,
so
interesting. Side armor?
He's not in Armour Bane range,
he
right?
is.
Oh,
he is within. Yeah, so he's within 12.
Okay.
But because I'm Alpha Legion,
I can't shoot.
You can't. You couldn't move and react. So he's not within 10.
Okay.
So, but is he within side armor?
Perfect.
Yeah. So.
All hits.
All hits. I should have shot this guy first, actually, and that would have then allowed me to shoot them. But that was a silly mistake. So all hits. So looking for 14s this time.
Yep.
I'll reroll that because it's 1 key. So that was a pen anyway.
Yes.
That is a pen. That is a 7 and 8 is 14. Yeah, 15. So is a pen, and then that's a 6, which is a glance.
6 is a glance. Yeah.
So we've got 3 pens.
12, 10, 3 pens.
So he's wrecked.
Yeah. Do I get cover, right? Because
You'll
I'm more
be
than
getting
25
cover save.
plus
Absolutely.
Save.
So let me. Yeah. So
I'll
roll
do
your 3
6
cover saves
ups.
against the pens.
Nothing. So it is a wreck.
And then 1 6 up against the glance.
This
could save him.
This can save him.
Ooh,
no.
and
Okay.
then
So does he explode? No, it
gets
doesn't. So
again.
it is a wreck, and I think that concludes the game. Anything else to shoot at? No.
I think could I for just the insult to injury fire 2 sniper rifles at your Warlord?
Yes, of course.
Is that okay?
Yeah, because he's down to 1 wound.
He's down to 1 wound.
Okay.
One of them can't see him. I just feel like this is what the listeners would, the viewers would want.
2 hits.
Looking for 3s, but really looking for 5s. It's a double rend.
4 ups.
4 up. Oh,
is it?
Yeah, it's in.
It's 6 and
he's
4.
good.
He's
good. That was good.
Perfect. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to clear it up off camera with him. Make sure that the game is now gone for the Salamanders, and we'll come back for a little conclusion. Okay, we're back, and we've actually had a little conclusion, and yes, the game is now over. There's too many ways for him to score points more than me. If we actually rolled to see if the game did finish, and it actually did. So at this point, he would have the back end, which is 3 points. He would have my deployment for 7, taking it to 10. He would also have Counter-Strike for 1 point, taking it to 11, and 2 points for having more than double on the table, which is always, I always forget the number.
You've got 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and you've got definitely. Which, and the Heralds as well.
Yes.
Which is called, what is it called? Bring Last Man Standing.
I lose track.
It's Last Man Standing, and you have more than double, which gives you an extra point. Perfect. So, a win, friendly handshake here. And we'll talk about it all. End of game conclusion, coming right up. So there we have it, the end of the game, and they win to the Alpha Legion. Quite tight at the very end. I actually didn't think it was going to be that tight. So there was a couple of turns that I think we should talk about, which actually changed it up. And I think it was more due to you failing to kill stuff and me suddenly saying, okay, I still have stuff on the table. So I think we should start like turn 1. Obviously, going first made me survive. Like, we knew that if I actually went second, it would have been quite a different game. Quick game. Like, you have a lot of anti-armor, and my tanks would have just gone pop, 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 and they're not there anymore. Making me go first, I've taken some of the speeders down. I think I've killed a total of, like, what? I've killed them all except one, right?
left. It's just that Kyzagan
so
in
it's
the corner.
eight speeders. I'll take that. I'll take that. 8 speeders gone. And yeah, very good list, but obviously it's got a lot of anti-tank, and I risked it for a biscuit and bought a lot of armor. But I've actually survived quite well.
Yeah.
And I think it's due to being a bit lucky on some turns. How have you felt? Like, there was a turn where we were like, oh, this could go either way now, right?
Yeah, it felt very swingy. There were definitely points in the game when I thought, oh god, no, Pardo's got this in the bag. There were some really crucial moments, like when that sniper squad failed 5 hits. I was just like, that's so frustrating. And I think each turn had an element like that. An element of just real kind of.
I felt it on my side. Like, I was like, oh, this is going to be easy to kill, and suddenly my Kratos just wounded twice instead of the 7 times I'm statistically supposed to wound. And then I had like my fire drakes in a good position, middle of the board. Suddenly, they're all dead. And it was like moments like that, which I think, like you say, highs and lows of the game, and it was constantly, at least for the first few turns, was constantly an up and down struggle, wasn't it? Would you have changed anything during the game?
Yeah. So
like if you replayed it?
So I think I made a few like silly mistakes.
Okay.
So for example, right at the end, that last turn, firing the Contemptor at the front armor. When I had a Contemptor at the side armor, which was the one that blew it.
Silly mistakes like that.
And then that guy could have then shot the assault squad, which might have then killed them.
Definitely.
And then they could have run off. So there were a few things like that. And I think that's something that I've only been playing Heresy for a year.
Okay.
And but I have been playing Warhammer for a long time, just in general.
Yeah.
But I think more than any other game system that Games Workshop currently produce, like 30k there's so much in the minute positioning.
Yes, definitely. Especially with like arcs and stuff.
Especially with arcs and positioning on the board. It's just so crucial.
Yeah.
And I think especially when you kind of get wrapped up into the, you saw me roll my armor bane. I was like, let's go, dice.
And it's like, oh, I have to slow down.
You do.
I start making mistakes, and it was great. Apart from that, are you happy going into the GT? I think it's a very, very good, well-rounded list. Myself and Rob have actually said a couple of times that it's a little dark horse of a list. It's got a lot of tricks. It's got anti-tank. It's still got a lot of like fearless units that will be scoring. Are you happy with the overall list itself?
Maybe we should edit me saying, oh, I don't think it will do that well,
and
in case it does terribly, right?
And then the other way around.
No, but
I'll put in the one that it does.
In all seriousness, I think it is a very good list, but I think it's a very good list against certain types of lists.
But it's always going to happen, right? I think it's very difficult to have.
You can't take an all-comers list because you have to make sacrifices.
Yes.
And I think the sacrifices that I make is it's not very good against Solar Orcs.
Yeah.
And it's not very good against Mechanicum because you have lots of bodies. There's no point, you're 4 shots from a Contemptor. Great, it's going to kill 4.
Which are stubborn, and you should be level.
Great, what's the point? So I have tried to adapt the list by adding things like the Kyzagans in there with the AP4.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think those are the lists that it struggled against. What I'm really happy with is we picked this mission.
Yeah, which was
your list.
Probably the weakest mission for my list.
For sure. And for me to come out with the win in this mission against a tough list with lots of extra line units, I'm feeling quite confident. So I suppose we'll watch this space.
Yes, let's see how it goes. Obviously, you will have updates along this week or before this report is actually out, how the event actually goes, and you'll see probably a ranking, so you can actually
you can
look for Dan Mitchell
0-5.
Look for Dan Mitchell Alpha Legion. Anyway, it's been great to have you back in the studio. We actually last time we met was 7 years ago, playing 8th edition at Warhammer World. So it's great to have you back. Finally in the studio, and hopefully again in the future. With that said, that's the end of the Battle Report today. We'll see you in the next game very soon. Goodbye.